Dear Gurudev student, good morning. Today we will start types of orbital overlap. So depending upon the types of overlapping, covalent bonds are of two types. Actually your covalent bond generally two types. One is your sigma bond, another one is pi bond. One is your sigma bond, another one is pi bond. So sigma bond is formed by head-on overlapping. And pi bond is formed by sidewise overlapping. And how these things forms? Now we'll take, first of all we are taking sigma bond. Now two orbitals are there. This is orbital number 1 and this is orbital number 2. Now when they come closer to one another, they will overlap head on. So they will overlap and they will form the things like that. And here the head-on overlapping takes place between these two orbitals. This is the overlapping area. So head-on overlapping takes place. So in this type of overlapping takes place. This is called your sigma bond. Now we have considered this is your px orbital, this is px orbital. Now if I take py orbital, this is py and this is py orbital. When these two orbital, this py orbital come closer, when these two orbital come closer to one another, then what will happen? They will interact with one another in sidewise overlapping takes place. So this is your overlapping area. Sidewise overlapping takes place. Now you can redraw this one. This is actually upper two lobes joined together to form this one, and lower two lobes joined together to form this one. These are their nucleus. Now you see, these two lobes creates this one, and this two lobe creates this one. So this is what is called your sidewise overlapping, and first one is called head-on overlapping. The head-on overlapping gives you the sigma bond and sidewise overlapping gives you the pi bond. So this is how sigma bond and pi bond develops. Now if I consider the different types of overlapping, if two s orbitals are overlapping, this is s orbital, this is s orbital, so they always form what is called your sigma bond. Now s orbital overlap with any of the orbital. For example, with the p orbital it is overlapping. Then also we have sigma bond. So s from s always we are getting sigma bond. So sigma bonds are formed when the s orbitals overlap together. When the s orbital overlap together, they are forming what is called your sigma bond. And pi bond is formed when there the sidewise overlapping of p orbital takes place. Now another point about your sigma and pi, you remember student, that in sigma orbitals only one lobe of p orbitals are involved. one lobe from this one lobe from this one involved in overlapping. But in pi bond, both the lobes, these two lobes, 2 out of 2 lobes are involved in bonding. This is how sigma and pi bonds are formed. Sigma bond is stronger, pi bond is weaker. Now sigma bond, because one bond can rotate against the other like that. So if you have this one, this is 2 sigma bonds are formed, so one can rotate against another like that. So that is why sigma bond are stronger. But if you have pi bond like that, this is your pi bond. Now if you rotate in the reverse direction, that one break down. Pi bonds will break down if you rotate that one in the reverse direction. So that is why pi bonds are weaker, sigma bonds are stronger. So these points about pi bond and sigma bond is required to remember. Now another point that I want to share with you, the first bond formed between two atoms is always sigma bond, and the rest of the bonds may be sigma, rest of the bonds are pi bond. Now first bond, for example, if I take the example of hydrogen, if 2 hydrogens are there, so between 2 hydrogen there is always sigma bond. The bond that is formed here, it is sigma bond. Now between oxygen there is 2 bonds are there. So first bond is your sigma bond. First bond formed between them is sigma. Second bond is pi bond. Now if I take nitrogen, the first bond formed between 2 nitrogen atoms is sigma, and rest are your pi bond. So you remember, the first bond formed between 2 atoms is always sigma, and pi bonds is formed after sigma bond. That is why pi bond does not have independent existence. So you can say that sigma bond having independent existence, have independent existence, and pi bond do not have independent existence. Do not have independent existence. So you remember that if pi bond is formed, initially it must sigma bond must be formed, then pi bond will be formed. If there is 3 bonds, then we have 1 sigma and 2 pi bonds are there. So sometimes questions may come, how many sigma and pi bonds are there. Now if I draw a structure of benzene, if I draw the structure of benzene, this is the structure of benzene. In structure of benzene, there is 3 pi bond. 3 pi bond means 1 pi bond 1, pi bond 2, pi bond 3, and sigma bonds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 6. There will be your 12 sigma bond. So like that, you can, from a structure, you can say that how many sigma and how many pi bonds are there. So in benzene there is 3 pi bonds and 12 sigma bonds. So this is about your sigma and pi bond. After that, we will take the another concept. In the next video, we will take the concept of hybridization.